Okay, so are you ready to dive in? Because today we're following this cyclist right at the beginning of his big trip, his cross-Canada journey.
Across Canada. Wow.
Yeah, we're using his YouTube video.
Okay.
It's called Discover Canada, Beginning Our Journey, from a channel called Linguistic.
Interesting.
Yeah, and you know what makes it even more interesting? He's like totally new to this, barely any experience, and he's planning to, get this, follow the same route his grandparents took when they immigrated to Canada.
Oh, wow. That's pretty amazing. You know, what strikes me is that he's not letting that lack of experience, hold him back. It's almost like he's embracing it.
Yeah.
That beginner's mind sort of thing, that openness to whatever comes his way, That's powerful stuff, especially with a challenge like this.
Yes, totally. So he's starting in Vancouver, aims to reach Halifax. And in this video, he mentions he's only had just a few weeks, of practice on his new touring bike. It's a lot, right? And you can tell it's, a little daunting for him. He even talks about this blessing from God and prayer to see him through.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? About faith, resilience, all of that in these kinds of endeavors. I mean, it's not just the physical part, right?
Right. Yeah.
It's the mental fortitude too, He knows there'll be tough times, but he's putting his trust in something bigger to help him through it.
Absolutely. And speaking of tough times, the video, it starts with him, get this, assembling his bike at the Vancouver airport.
At the airport?
At the airport.
Wow.
And let's just say, it doesn't exactly go smoothly.
I can imagine.
He's got a migraine. He's wrestling with the instructions. You can see he's feeling overwhelmed.
Yeah, you really get a sense of his vulnerability there. Like, he even admits he doesn't know much about bikes. He needed help from his family, his girlfriend, just to put it all together.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder. Even the most adventurous journeys, they often start with those moments of uncertainty and needing a little help.
Totally. It's that mix of excitement and terror, right? Stepping out of your comfort zone.
Exactly.
But then there's this beautiful moment where he dips his bike tire in the Pacific.
Oh, wow.
Marking the official start, and reads the first note from his girlfriend. It's pouring rain, but he just keeps pedaling.
It's so symbolic, that image, dipping the tire in the Pacific, almost like a baptism, a cleansing, before this massive undertaking. And the rain doesn't stop him, just keeps going.
Yeah.
Speaks volumes about his determination. What did you think about those notes from his girlfriend? They really got me thinking.
I know. I was wondering about those too. It's like she's planned this whole series of messages, little things for him to find along the way.
Yeah.
Adds a whole other layer, that personal connection.
It does, like a virtual companion, cheering him on. And then, of course, there's Rocky, the bike mechanic.
Oh, wow.
In Mission, BC.
Okay, so his handlebar bag, it malfunctions. He calls it a complex contraption.
Right.
And he ends up at Rocky's shop. And what's incredible is Rocky spends over an hour fixing it. For free.
Over an hour, wow.
Yeah. What struck you about that whole interaction?
It's kindness, the kind you find in these small communities, especially towards people on these journeys.
Yeah.
But what's really special is Rocky's own story, his family history. He's French-Canadian. Family's been in Canada, for centuries?
Wow.
They were even part of that westward migration from New France, homesteading in Saskatchewan, then Alberta, finally settling in BC.
It's like his family's journey. It mirrors the cyclists across generations.
It is. It shows how intertwined these personal stories are with the larger history,
Absolutely. And when Rocky hears about the cyclist's goal, retracing his grandparents' route, he gets so excited.
I bet.
And promises to follow along online.
You can feel that connection, right?
Yeah.
Being part of something bigger.
It makes you wonder, as we go through life, how often do we meet people whose stories could totally change our understanding of the places we're in? It's a powerful thought. So in this short glimpse, this beginning of his journey, we see that mix, the personal challenge, historical echoes, the need for resilience, the unexpected kindness. But even more, it makes us think about how those we encounter, even briefly, can enrich our own journeys and how we see the world around us.
Beautifully said.
And that's our deep dive for today.
Until next time.
See you then.